test a fire sprinkler diesel pump. Or let me rephrase that, a diesel fire pump, that's better. Let me pick you up here. Oh my goodness. I got the GoPro on me today, so I'm gonna clip you in right here on my chest. So I don't know what the camera angle is gonna be, but I'll do my best to, we'll run that fire sprinkler test pump for a half an hour. We need to run this thing, so get your earplugs because it's gonna be loud. And yeah, we'll check all the gauges, we'll check all the fluids in there and oil and everything. So yeah, let's test one fire sprinkler pump. I have a whole settings of stuff I need to do right there. That's everything, that the whole checklist. That's what that's called, the checklist. So it's time to test the fire sprinkler pump. Come along with me, shall you? As Adam the Woo would say. I said bye. Okay, so now we're gonna check the battery fluid. So when you mess with the battery fluid, you always want to wear these gloves. So I'm gonna open one of these up, and I'm not gonna film all of this, I don't think, because it is kind of boring, but I want you to see what I see. Let's put on these sissy mitts. These are good because you're dealing with acid. Normally I don't wear this, but safety first, safety first. This is why I don't wear them, because they're kind of a pain in the butt. All right, come on. You know why this is happening? Because I'm on camera, that's why. So let's just check one of these battery fluids, or two or three, and yeah, we'll go like this. We take it off, and if we needed to add water, we'd use this and some good distilled water. So that, yeah, you see the water level in there? You see it. So these are good. You check these every week just because it's supposed to be that way, you know. A lot of people don't do it, but I do. Just because you're here, you're doing a job, so you might as well do it right, right? So you take all these out and you look in all of them, and if you see a reflection of water, then you're good. So let's just go ahead and check them all while we're here, I guess. You know what you do is you put this video into 2x speed, double speed. There's a setting on your YouTube that has a double speed, and my voice goes up like a chipmunk, but you can watch it that way. Try not to cross thread this plastic. This plastic cross threads real easy. So be careful. But you can almost be like a pit crew and get this down to a science. Bam. And you can almost start doing this, but you don't want to get in too big of a hurry. You know. You don't want to get in too big of a hurry, and usually mistakes happens when you're in a hurry. So if you go slow, you're going too slow, but if you go fast, and you can see that stuff's getting on my hand, that acid. So it is good to wear gloves. You can see it's bubbling out the top. You see there's like a ring right there, acid ring. So yeah, stuff happens here. All right, there you go. So we checked all the fluids in the batteries. We don't need to crank these caps tight. You know, there's no pressure on these caps, so you don't need to get them super tight. Just hand tight. Okay, so there's that. Now we want to check our oil. So just like a car, we come over here, find the dipstick, and we clean it once. We stick it back in there, and these are sometimes they're tricky, but you stick them right like that. Get it all the way down in there. There you go. And that looks good. You see that? I don't know if you can see it, but it's good. All right, stick that back in there. So we officially checked our fluids with our gas at 3/4 full. We like that. I put all this stuff by the door so I won't forget it. Now it's time to pull the black wire. So we don't want any alarms going off. I could take these gloves off. Take the gloves off. And let me pick you up. So we're coming to the alarm panel and we're pulling that black wire so we get no alarms. Let's do that now. You don't need to see this. Okay, you can see that I pulled that black wire, so no alarms are going to go off. Live it, learn it, love it. And it'll tell you how many hours you have right now and all that good stuff. So we'll turn that off, but we want to run this pump. So to run this pump, to start it, we undo this right here. And we got to make that pressure drop off of this gauge a little bit. See that gauge? It's going to drop just a little bit. So I'm going to double check. We checked all our oils, pulled the black wires. Now it's time to start the pump and take the pump readings. All right, here we go. So to start this fire pump, get ready because it's loud. You ready? Okay. Just barely turn this valve right here. You see that? And watch this. That pressure is going to drop. Okay, time to get the readings. This pump needs to run for 1/2 an hour. 1/2 an hour. It starts right now, 25 seconds ago. Here's my checklist. Of everything I need to check. Okay, so we check all this piping out here, make sure everything's not dripping, everything's good. Then we go in here. We got 1 more minute till we shut down this pump. So let's go look at the timer. Here we go. You will see that we need to run this for 30 minutes. pick you up, you will see that we need to run this fire pump for 30 minutes. We're at 37, 38, 39, 40, so 20 more seconds. So when this hits 30, we're gonna come over here and flick this switch to off, auto, off, hand. H is for hand, O is for off. There it is, 30 minutes. There you go, 30 minutes. And then you can take your earplugs out. Come over here and silence this. Okay, so there you go. Now all I need to do is just take a couple more measurements, stick this back into auto. But first, before I do that, I'm going to cool this pump down. So I do this while I'm doing this. I go like that, and I go like that. And I let the water run through that pump for a minute and let this cool down. And then remember my display on. Well, right now I will check how many hours I have. 12.5 hours on this pump. So this pump has ran for 12.5 hours in its lifetime. So I'll put that on my recording. And yeah, look at that. All in 2 videos, just like that. Look at you guys, you can see each other. All right. Well, as always, this is like a paparazzi. You don't know which camera to look at. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these fire pump testing adventures. Weekly test. You got to do this once a week. And you can see that water running through there now. So I'll reset the panel. And we'll call this one, as Carpetbagger will say, in the bag. All right. As always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these fire testing adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. I said bye.